Now, I don't know if you guys know, but a couple months ago, 6ix9ine's house was raided by the feds. Here it is. This is home right here. You can see the feds pulling up in all type of undercover cars, SUVs, pickup trucks. Now, 6ix9ine has found himself in a bit of a situation. And I'll tell you one thing, man. When the justice system puts these rappers in these situations of putting them on probation, it's a complete setup, because they know that a lot of the times these guys can't stay out of trouble and they wind up back in jail. 6ix9ine has been one of those guys that have been in and out, you know what I mean? In and out of jail. He has it every time. He violates probation all the time. Like, if you guys don't know, he recently had violated probation just literally like a few months ago. I'm gonna say around November, he just came home. And if you guys don't remember, he was locked up for like 2 months. They gave him like 60 to 90 days because he was out of the country for way too long. Reason for that was when he was out there in Dominican Republic with his little boo, his ex little boo thing, which now is floating out there, you know what I mean? With getting pounded down by a whole bunch of different dudes. But anyways, that's another topic. Yeah, so now Mr. 6ix9ine, he's back in the US, but when that whole situation happened, he was there staying with her because he got called a charge because he beat some producers up because he was feeling jealous, thinking that they was trying to slide in his shorty. So he had they actually weren't letting him leave the country. He had gotten locked up, then he had posted bail, found a lawyer, posted bail, and he was basically out there on house arrest. The story is that he paid some Haitians to sneak him out of the country through Haiti. That's what I heard. And 6ix9ine is basically on the run right now. If 6ix9ine goes back to the Dominican Republic, he's technically getting locked up right now because he never ever finished taking care of that case. He ran away, which is actually crazy. And I don't understand how that didn't violate his probation. But what did violate his probation was the fact that he was out of the country for so long, which is why he had to ended up paying some Haitians and sneaking back to the US, because these feds, they weren't having it. They were about to go fly out there and pick his ass up. Anyways, 6ix9ine comes back to the US, doesn't even last 2 to 3 months. Next thing you know, house gets raided. As you guys can see this video right here, feds pull up, you know what I mean? Open the door, we here. Well, I don't even think they did that. They probably bust the door open. Anyways, come to find out, they found a blicky. You know, you gotta have that thing on you if you you know what I'm saying? If you're in a big ass house like this, you never know who could just pull up on you. They found some yakety, I guess. Motherfuckers was getting litty to titty. You know what I mean? And yeah, they have charged 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine pleads guilty to having coke and Molly. Okay, so no gun charge. Okay. If TMZ says it, I believe it. What's this, July 23rd? Okay, this is a few days. It says here, Tekashi 6ix9ine changed his OG not guilty plea to guilty after being busted with drugs back in March. And this is just a tactic that the feds use, guys. You know what I mean? Like, yo, listen, man. The feds is like, yo, you want to play ball with us? You sure you want to play ball with us? We'll put you behind bars for 15 years right now. You want to play ball with us? So obviously, after he had pleaded not guilty, I guess a little visit down to the lieutenant's office had this man saying, you know what? I'm going to plead guilty. Y'all got me. I don't want to play ball. And if you guys know, 6ix9ine doesn't have the money to play ball right now because he's going broke. Like, he's literally going broke, bro. Like, IRS is out there seizing his cars, you know what I mean? And it's not looking good. So I don't think he wants to play ball, because playing ball requires you to throw that money down. You know what I mean? Them lawyers is a heavy penny, man. Them lawyers don't, yo, listen, man. The lawyers don't, you know what I mean? They don't do it for free. You feel me? Like, they're going to want their money on, you know what I mean? So anyways, it says here, on Wednesday, the troll rapper was in federal court where he admitted to possessing cocaine and MDMA. Feds discovered during a raid on his home in Miami back in March. A complete and total violation of his existing probation terms, stemming from his infamous 2018 Nine Trade Gangsta Bloods trial. And this is the whole thing, right? If 6ix9ine, if
I don't know how the feds are gonna play this and how much time will he do, but technically, if you violate your probation, you're supposed to basically go back to jail, and they can make you do all the time that they was giving you initially before they let you go on this plea deal. So I'm pretty sure they're not probably going to do that to 6ix9ine, because as you guys know, that boy Snitch 9, he was snitch. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they tell that man he's got to do another a couple years in jail, like 6ix9ine is like, I'll do 30, 60, 90. He's used to that. He went to DR, he did 30 over there. 6ix9ine's used to that. He looks at it like a vacation. You know what I mean? Lose some weight, get off the pizza, get off the carbs. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, man, at this point, man, 6ix9ine, like I'm just telling y'all, he's just used to it. So him going to do 60, 70, 80, 90 days, light work for 6ix9ine. Now, when they tell that boy 6, he gonna have to do 10 to 20 years. That's when he like, hold up, yo. I know some rappers doing some illegal ish. How many y'all trying to knock down? I don't see 6ix9ine doing much time, but what I do see him doing on this is a couple years. Unfortunately, 6ix9ine is going away this time. Not gonna say for a long time, but I'm gonna say 6ix9ine is going away for a few years. And the reason for that is that 6ix9ine hasn't learned his lesson. You know what I mean? 6ix9ine has been out since what? When was his release date? When was 6ix9ine got out of jail? I'll tell you, man. He's gotten out of jail so many times. Well, he got out in 28. Okay. He got out in November 16 of 2020. It's been 5 years since Mr. 6ix9ine came home. And let me tell you guys something, man. There is nothing that 6ix9ine could go up there and tell that judge he did good. There's nothing good that 6ix9ine done. Since he came home, he's just been doing whatever he do. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's been staying out of a little trouble. He ain't, you know what I mean? He ain't running around with gangsters. Well, he was, but then, I don't know, now he's not. I remember the time he pulled up to Academics' building in Jersey, and they did a podcast, and Hassan Camper was there, and 6ix9ine pulled up with like 20 goons. But I don't think he's moving like that no more. You know what I mean? That guy came out to say that 6ix9ine and him aren't cool no more, that 6ix9ine cut him off, because obviously these guys cost money to keep around. And 6ix9ine ain't got too much of that no more. So, yeah, ever since he's came home, he's just been wilding. You know what I mean? Y'all remember the woman that's suing him because she claims that she got hit by 6ix9ine with a microphone sign like that. You know what I mean? This happened while this was at a Miami club somewhere. 6ix9ine was performing that. And it's just like, there's just so many things. He's getting sued by multiple people. He even had that situation with Steve Will Do It, which that's not a crime or nothing, but he's been moving dirty out here. Like, he got Steve Will Do It for like $2 million. You know what I mean? Like, yo, 6ix9ine has just been on his savage road. You know what I mean? And the only thing he spends money on is hoes. As you guys may see, you know, he goes out and he buys his ops, woman, baby moms, Birkin bags, which is like, why are you doing that? Bro, you do know that Shorty's gonna leave there, go hump on her man, sell that $60,000 bag for $30,000 and probably give him more than half. If I had a girl and I was your op and you bought her a Birkin, I wouldn't be mad at you, my nigga. My nigga, we just came up. I appreciate the love. Like, that's what 6ix9ine did with all the money he got from Steve Will Do It, that he was supposed to do one stream a week for a year for, and he never did because he's lazy. You know what I mean? When you're lazy, you're lazy. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, going back to this whole situation, 6ix9ine will do a couple years behind bars. Unfortunately, it is what it is. The judge is not gonna look at this like, yo, listen, man, it's all good, 6. You know, you're just that guy. You're a good guy. You know what I mean? The only way 6ix9ine gets away without doing any heavy time is if he gives the feds a good story that they can go ahead and lock somebody up on some crazy ish. So I'm gonna tell y'all rappers this, man. Right now, that boy 6 is looking for a story. He's not looking for content. He's looking for a real story to give the feds. Because we all know that this man is not trying to do any type of years behind bars. So I'm gonna tell y'all, and not even rappers, bro, any of y'all, if y'all doing something illegal, stay away from 6ix9ine. Because that boy will be telling a story to not do a day in jail. I'm telling y'all right now, man. Hit that like button, hit that bell above. Y'all know where y'all at, man.
Wow, it's the DaShmackHouse.
It is crazy. It is wild nasty.